Hi Pisces, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rosie Victoria. I'm a psychic medium and business coach, and this is the space to dive into all things spirituality, science, mind psychology, sales, success, all of the really juicy stuff. So drop me a like and subscribe if you are ready for more. Now, Pisces, September 2024, there is a lot coming through to you. And I always start by saying I have a soft spot for Pisces because my children are the Pisces energy. But as we're leaning into September, this is a time of upgrades and upgrades that are beyond your control. It feels like right now you are ready for upgrades in your life. There's things that you really want to call into fruition inside of your existence. However, the way in which you're going to receive them isn't necessarily going to be straightforward. Now, when I look at your energy, Pisces, it feels very much like there's been an avoidance of certain things. And when I look at the energy right now, I am seeing that through September, you'll be forced to face what it is that you need to face. There's a little bit of a tired energy showing around you, as though you've been like giving so much to certain areas of your life that you're now feeling depleted and tired and almost without resources. I feel like you're ready for a deeper state of stability. And when we look at that stability, it's going to require you to make some changes in your life so that you can gain that sense of stability. This is a time of getting out of your comfort zone and putting your full mind to its capability. Of this, there definitely feels like there's been some avoidance. So there's been certain things that you've wanted in your life. What I'm seeing is when things are hot, they're hot, and when they crash, they crash. And so you are somebody who's been riding these energetic waves of ups and downs. When things are good, you feel on cloud nine, but when things crash, you feel really, really low. And I feel like you've been trying to determine what makes you feel low and what makes you crash. And for a period of time, you definitely didn't want to accept that some of those were self energies. And so there was this, I'm gonna blame other people and other things because it just takes the attention away from me a little bit. And now as you're looking at yourself, is I actually need to face what is making me crash and what is making me fall into this pit. Now, what I'm seeing right now is that there's some difficult and emotionally fueled conversations coming to the surface. I feel like your insecurities, your past, your traumas definitely get the better of you. And this is a time in September where they're going to rear their head. And so parts of you that you thought you'd put to bed and you'd been able to hide, they're going to come to the surface, and you're going to have to let them come to the surface. I feel like there's certain behavior or certain conversations that you're almost being thrown into that you weren't expecting to be thrown into. This might look like you've said something to a friend or a family member and they've told another family member, or it might look like you've kept saying, we're gonna do this, and it's not paid off, and now people are questioning you. Now, when I look at this, it's coming from love. However, you're gonna feel it as abruptness. You're going to feel it as abruptness because there's things that you don't want to see. And so when people are coming from love and saying, look, you told me you were going to do this, and this, and you haven't, you're going to be like, arms against a wall, like this feels uncomfortable. But I feel like it is time to start putting plans in place and start looking at your future and what your future's going to look like. This is a time where you have to think of other people rather than yourself. Spirit is showing the people around you, they need certain things from you. And whilst you want to focus on yourself, it's definitely a time of focusing on them and their needs moving forward. And see that there's a reminder to not lash out as much as you want to lash out because you're angry, you're frustrated, you feel like you're so far away from where you want to be. But this is not a time of lashing out. This is a time of actually clearing what needs to be cleared. There's something that you've been hiding internally because you haven't wanted to have uncomfortable conversations with people around you. And it almost feels like there's certain things that you need to say, you need to get off your chest, but you don't want to get off your chest. And so when I'm looking at the energy for you Pisces, it feels very much like you're stuck in this like very difficult place because there's things that you know you need to communicate that you're struggling to communicate. And people right now are going to be looking at you and saying, hey, like we want a conversation. We want to have things address now and understand like what is going on. And so you are going to be forced to get things off your chest and get things off your chest before you are ready. Now, when I look at the energy, Spirit is reminding you that the whole world is not against you. I know you feel like that sometimes, but you definitely need to remember that people value you, but they're also going to challenge you. And so in the challenging and you being challenged to be your best self, that's going to be where the upgrade happens. And so right now, you might feel a lot of abrupt energy in your life, but that's how upgrades are made. And that's why you need to follow the journey and follow the process. This is a time to check in with your friendships. There's people in your life that you've put on a pedestal and they don't need to be on a pedestal. And in putting them on a pedestal, there's always a backlash, right? There's people that you know you shouldn't have pedestaled, and the backlashes then come in because you've had to, deal with the result of that friendship. So you can expect that there's still some energy of frustration because you feel like you've trusted or given to the wrong people. You've put a lot into certain friendships in your life and you've got nothing back, and you're now being forced to look at that and sit with that. Now, the other part of that is I feel like decisions that you've made, you're also being forced to look at them. There's certain decisions that you regret making, that you wish you hadn't have made. You thought things through. There was a very sporadic decisiveness around the last couple of months where you've made decisions that you've now regretted. And I feel like you have to sit with that. You have to face that because there's things that you chose too quickly, almost like you didn't really sit things through and say, is this really what I want? Is this where I want to be in my life? And because you haven't sat things through, you're now regretting them, and you're going to have to be forced to face with them because the people in your life, it's like they can't have you going backwards on certain decisions. So if you've maybe said yes to a certain career opportunity and then you've regretted it, or you've moved forward in a certain chapter of life, a house move, and now you're regretting it, you can't go backwards. And so the people in your life, they need to know that you're going to stick it out even though it's not giving you that spark of joy. It feels like you have some undiagnosed childhood trauma that rears its head, almost as if you need to stick things through and have this security and this routine and this structure, but you allow everything to stop that for you. You allow everything to hold that back. And so right now you're entering this period where Spirit wants to upgrade you so that you can get those things, but then you allow yourself to self-sabotage and go into the discomfort. And so this is a challenging month for you, but it's a challenging month to make you into everything that you get to be and to also have you break cycles. You've been going through some karmic cycles, especially with money is what I'm seeing right here. It's time to break that. It's time to release that because you are ready for something bigger. Ready to schedule your private reading with me, then reach out to the team at hello@misfitbusinesslounge.com and we will get you scheduled for your in-depth personalized Zoom reading. Or if you want to join our monthly development mediumship circle, I will drop the link in the description down below so that you can come and take part in monthly energy sessions and grow and develop your psychic gifts.